which we all need a refresher on. You go down the flight that way?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we were talking a minute ago about the aircraft. Patty also has a sports course out there on the
It sounds like it's a B1. There's a reason for that.
Often when U-2s make their departure out of field, other forward operating bases around the globe, they will often circle the airfield, going into nil power, max power, without afterburner. Of course, this is a non-afterburning engine, and they will continue to circle up into their altitude, of course, get out of the range of small early fires on the ground.
Major Beamer, he's still flying a tail dragger up there. He's doing a fine job of it. Is that an Airshow rental car they're using? Because, Luke, you know, the only difference between an Airshow rental car and a four-wheel drive truck is that an Airshow rental car will go anywhere. Yeah, that's true. We're going to have some fun out here as the Air Force U-2 from Beale Air Force Base comes around here, I believe, for its final pass.
Final pass, third to final pass.
Those all-important images that we need, because here's the thing. Hypothetically speaking here, Luke, we saw what happened in Ukraine. Sure. We saw that very quickly after that, hypothetically, we might have had to turn our satellites in the middle of that and not be able to see what's going on in the Ukraine.
First lady of Aerobatics Award. Ladies and gentlemen, watch her high to the left. She descends now, trading altitude for energy and speed. Brings the aircraft back to the center.
Patty's going to be there signing autographs, but even more important than watching it, you can go and learn at Patty's on the upset recovery, which we all need a refresher on. You go down the flight that way?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we were talking a minute ago about the Patty also has a sports course out there on the with her extra 300S. Patty wouldn't be here without some of her amazing sponsors.
Welcome our next performer, and that will be Jessie Panzer flying a tiny little bright pink Pitts S1S special biplane. It's going to be unrecoverable. She's going to do it in great style here today. Watch her now. She now puts the aircraft into a fully developed, flat stand. That airplane, it is falling. It is not flying, but it is rather falling at great speed, some 4,000 feet per minute as she continues to work her way down through about 2,000 feet. She'll cross control and recover.
It was a hook off the top of the aircraft, and it was a trolley system. It was off the left side of a landing ship tank. A ship at sea, and it actually propelled them down something like a cable car wire. It was a device that was invented by Lieutenant James Brodie. That was his rank when he came up with the idea. He was loading ships in New Orleans with cranes and whatnot, and he envisioned a way to store these L4s and L5s on platforms on top of the superstructure of the ship. And then they would be craned over on a cradle. Pilot would be in a rectangular hook on the side of the ship, the same one we took off on, and that hook on the top structure would connect, the brake would be on, and they put them back on the platform. There was an Army general who said the key to success in the Pacific was the Brodie device and the bulldozer. The Brodie device because it allowed for great observation from far away should it cross. Maintenance was low, production was high. They were pumping out one of these liaison aircraft at the Piper factory every 300 in the open or off the back of a Jeep or a pickup truck, change an engine in just a couple of hours and have the airplane back up again. So were they important? Yes, they were. production line for the L-4s. That's the pilot going to do with that little airplane. Well, there were some air maneuvers held in Tennessee or Louisiana, depending on whose history book you read. And there was a general down there by the name of Innes Swift, and he was watching all of these Piper Cubs and Roncas and Taylor craft land out and do their maneuvers. And they were coming in, sometimes bouncing, and he said, it looks like a bunch of grasshoppers coming across the field. This airplane taking off from our right to our left is the military version of the Cessna 337. It is the O2 aircraft. It was a Vietnam aircraft, and it had great innovation. It had an engine in the front, an engine in the back, and most of the time in a twin-engine aircraft, you have a low wing. As you know, going into Korea, and very much more so in Vietnam, it was the helicopter that was going to take the place or augment these small aircraft. There is a trainer aircraft out there, 4 of them called the BT-13 Valiant, built by the Vultee company. We explained to our crowd yesterday about the 3 phases of training model. It was built, it was actually designed by Eddie Stinson in Wayne, Michigan, and built at the invasion of Normandy as spotter aircraft. In front of us, from our right to our left, with the smoke on in the V formation, I'll mention a name of a guy who flew a L-19. You probably know him. He was Ed McMahon. Ed McMahon, towards the end of World War II, was trained on a Corsair, was heading off to war. The bomb was dropped. The war was over. He returned back to the States, but he enlisted again and flew the L-19 in Korea. A very dangerous. And the one in front of us now with the red nose or the orange nose is the Danish air who in fact was the designer. And in my worst Polish, Jack was the designer of the Chipmunk. Still a favorite of warbird pilots and airshow pilots as well. That is the first one I've seen in a long time, Jim. I'm glad that one is here because that's one we don't usually see. The production run of that aircraft going off to our left was a little over 300 as compared to the Piper Cub. What were the airplanes involved? According to the history books, in 1945, in the spring, there was an Army Air Corps L rescue in Vietnam. It was the Charlie, he was pretty aggressive, and he got...
Most people start out in an aircraft just like this. He has training packages available, basic aerobatics, complete aerobatics, and we're going to try talking to Greg right now. He Greg's your personal trainer for your stay. It's a unique training experience that focuses on your personal goals, be it just tail wheel, upset training, all kinds of things. Group clinics available, spin training, custom aerobatics, sportsman aerobatics, you name it, Greg can teach it. Approaching show center once again. In fact, I believe if you're interested in these Decathlons, Greg can probably hook you up and sell you one too. You're looking mighty good up there this afternoon, Greg.
We're going to do a
ladies and gentlemen, to think the 8th side in the sky. To get to a 5/8 most of us here, he is in fact a volunteer. Well, let's watch and see what he can do with that decathlon. He's going to run out of airspeed here in a moment. As he does. Falls back through the smoke. And a nice spin for good luck on the down turn. Like the Decathlon. Doesn't have those 400 and 500 horsepower engines like some of these aerobatic guys do. It has pure airmanship. Cole, starting at just 10 years old. Today, he is tearing things up big time with his sponsor, Red Bull, of course, a great deal of others. Watch him now as he comes down, falling this airplane out of the sky in these rapid snap rolls as he continues to work his way down to altitude to start his hour routine. Rapidly installing one wing for those snap rolls. He'll bring it in right to show Cinemas knows that lane that were once unheard of some 40 years ago. We watch him now as he continues into the vertical. Into this maneuver we call the torque roll. The engine turning one way, pushing the airplane to go the opposite. All the controls reversed as he backs it on through. There's 100, 200 feet in reverse, backing up like a fire truck. A big round of applause for Kevin Coleman and his edition of the torque roll. He will now make his way to the left end of our aerobatic box. There's 190, 200, 220 miles an hour as he rolls into a quick point. Himself at times to nearly 10 G's or 10 times the force of gravity. We watch him now as he cross controls around. Luke Aikens is up here on the stand. Luke, tell you what, that's a whole lot of
took Kevin up. Kevin made a skydive out of the Red Bull helicopter. We welcome you to the family, our style.
Indeed, in a great way, I'm sure. We're going to watch him now as he works the power and works the propeller as well as he pulls back, pulling up into this maneuver we call the Cobra, literally striking out of nowhere and proceeding into one of the smallest inside loops I've ever seen. We watch as he cracks the smoke. Again, quite a bit of negative G's trying to push him out of that cockpit as he goes through that, the outside loop.
It honestly makes my brain hurt watching it. I went to ride with Kevin. Before Kevin got on the plane today, I took a picture of them, and him and his wife Kayla and their daughter Kensley, she's 3 months old, at her first Oshkosh. I just imagine we're going to see her out here someday.
I have no doubt about that. Aviation running deep in the blood of the Coltons as we continue to watch. Turning this airplane all the way to the straight.
IO 520, generating 285 horsepower, which is an upgrade from the original 205 horsepower Continental E185. It has a cruise speed of 155 knots. This aircraft just goes 97 through 99 across from Top Lines Cafe.
And our next aircraft is side of it. And our next aircraft is taking the active.
It's like we're having a 1953 Cessna 195.
On the flight line, we'll notice that the first aircraft that have come up are now making their first pass. Other aircraft are taking off below them and fitting into the
Payne, both long-time vintage volunteers. The 55 Cessna plane on the steps.
And another aircraft just lifting off and one coming high overhead.
7-case CAB to include the inverted oil system. And this airplane, flown by Eric Hayacre, was restored back to the original configuration by Mid-Continent in Missouri.
and sports a rare Macaulay propellant. Guinea pig is flown by Jeff Nelson of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Rounding out are Vinny and Thomas. They grew up with the airplane, which was owned by Myron's father. This aircraft was an outstanding custom class 0 to 85 horsepower winner at Airventure 2018 and winner of the People's Choice Award at the 2021 National Aerobatics.
He is flying a very unique model of a Bonanza. It is the Aerobatic Bonanza, of which it is said there were only 50-some sheet metal, and the tail is from a higher performance, higher weight Beechcraft product. So that's the reason it can withstand the G's. As he was rolling upside down, he put the gear in the down position without looking inside. Jude is always one of my favorite performers, aerobatic performers at the Reno National Championship.